Mine says, I'm reading the comments. Of course, my comments are quite late. Mine says, thanks for tuning in.
Hello and welcome to the podcast. Excuse my little finger there. I went go live and then I stopped it. So the quickest one ever. So
middle finger.
Good morning, good morning for me, or good evening or afternoon for everybody. Welcome to the podcast.
all right. So today joining us is Tiger Lie. So Tiger Lie is one of our founding knights, and we're just going to try and cover all of the knights that we have in the KOM TKO Guild and get to know everyone basically. So thanks for joining on with us and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Okay. I do not see it showing. It hasn't showed up on my screen yet.
Well, you just have to be patient.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to start another one, Builder, so I sent the link through.
Okay.
You have to go on to the other one now. Excuse the technical difficulties, we're still learning, we're still trying to figure out everything. Hopefully next time we do a live stream, we'll be going onto multiple platforms, so Twitter, YouTube and Twitch as well. And I really like Twitch because Twitch you can do all sorts of different stuff. Just before we jump into the questions, Tiger Lie, so
the other one now.
Up the top.
Excuse the technical difficulties.
Thanks for your support, Dancho and DB for subscribing, and also we got a new subscriber last stream that we did, so Spectrum 9000. Thanks for joining on with us on that one. So Tiger Lie, let's jump into some questions so that everyone can get to know who you are, because I find you to be a very interesting character. You've got some really, really solid ideas and some experiences from across the globe that I think some people probably don't know about.
Well, we'll see.
So tell us a bit about your journey with Earth 2. How did you find Earth 2?
Well, my thinking was in around that already in 2019. So I was already looking into crypto and similar, projects are associated with crypto.
Mm.
And at that time, I was doing some work for a florist here in Melbourne.
Sure.
And we become friends through me working for him, and he told me about Earth 2.
Yeah, right.
He talked about his cousins. He said, you might be interested in something like this. So I said, yeah, let me have a look. And that's where the journey started.
That's it.
It was like,
cool.
20th December 2020, 2020. Wait a minute, getting the dates right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2020.
Yeah,
2020.
20, yeah.
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 Bit of a blur last couple of years.
Oh, I hear you. That's how I got started in Earth 2. I had a trading friend that just sent me links. Hey, check this out. And that was in December of 2020. So cool.
Nice.
Yeah, most of the early days was defending myself for putting money into it. So it was quite an experience. I had one friend that was on board, and that was Paul Archer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was on board straight away, so it was good.
The meme
Right.
king. Paul Archer is the meme king.
Yeah, he's the meme. He's a legend.
Yeah.
No.
So
No.
that's interesting, because I've heard a lot of people say they've had friends that have gotten them into it, or a buddy that's gone, hey, what do you think of this? And my journey was completely different. I saw the ads on Facebook in July in 2021.
Yeah.
So everyone's different, I guess. So what were we going to say, Border?
Oh, I was just going to move it on and ask him the next question, but I'll just sit here and continue looking.
It's by coincidence, really. Just coincidence being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know how that works, but yeah, here we are nearly, 3.5 years later, and we're still going.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
great
absolutely.
That's it.
And continuing. And
Yeah, we're
continuing.
growing, and the metrics are good too. The
Yes.
metrics on the project is good.
Mm.
It's healthy.
Oh yeah, look at
Right.
the YouTube, for
Yeah,
example. Earth 2's
exactly.
YouTube is blowing up. They're doing really well. I think a lot of that is driven by their ads that they've got going on
Yeah,
YouTube, which
there's
is
a bit of money being spent there.
oh yeah.
Hmm.
Um, next question. So, what projects have you been involved with in Earth 2? I know the answer to this one, but I don't think
Oh
anyone
yeah.
else does.
Well, when we were first finding our way in the project, I was part of Dork Slayer.
Me too.
But we just had difference of thinking and opinions around how things should run, and yeah, it just didn't quite sit well with me. So I just moved on, and kind of wanted to do my own thing or be involved in a guild or project that would allow me some independence.
Mm.
So that's where
Cool.
that went. Mm.
I got to be the outlier because I'm the only one that's never been part of Dork Slayer. Hey,
Yeah,
you,
but
Nisa, Raza.
Nisa? No, I don't think Nisa
Yeah.
was.
Oh, Nisa wasn't?
Were
Oh,
you, Niz?
okay.
Were
I
you a
thought.
part of Dog Slayer? I'm sure you'll tell us in the
Well,
chat.
no one knew what was happening in the early days.
Yeah,
We were just all
Yeah.
finding our way, we coming up with ideas, putting things together. That
yeah,
was pretty fun. It was quite a lot of fun and excitement too.
yeah. A lot
Right.
of
It
speculation,
was,
I'm sure.
yeah.
It's
So
it,
it was,
it's come full circle now. We've kind of got some more solid details, which is really good.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah. So speaking of that, what's something that you look forward to the most in Earth Two? There's loads of
Oh,
different
yeah. Look,
aspects.
well, I've always loved the eco sim playing games, like Civilization. So I'm looking forward to that aspect. But I really just looking forward to hanging out with my friends inside Earth 2, really, and
Oh
just
yeah,
explore and do what we need to do. And these obviously going to be mini games now, so that's another good thing.
oh yeah,
So I'm looking forward to that aspect. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
I'm curious. I'm curious as also. So most everybody right now on Earth Two is looking towards just the gaming aspect of it. Have you considered other projects, other things that you want to do with it in the future? Because as Earth Two platform continues to grow, we're going to start
Yeah,
moving more into e-commerce. We're going to be moving
correct.
into more chat rooms and things like that. Have
Oh,
you considered any
well,
looking into
I think I'm
starting?
like many people. We're waiting for the official white paper to actually see it
Okay.
officially what's going to happen and how the tokenomics is going to work and how the structure.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm waiting for that, and I think many others are, so we can start really, finding out our path or what path we want to take in it.
mm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
All right.
especially the what we're going to speculate some of the price points are going to be. I think we're going to be quite bullish once we see the white paper, and we're going to see a
yeah,
decent price point given certain things happen in the way that they're meant to happen. You know.
Right.
yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of thought and effort gone on behind the scenes too. I mean,
Mm,
we don't see that, but there's been a lot of
mm,
work, and there's been a lot of legal advice around it too, which is for something for me. It's a real positive sign. There's a lot
mm,
of projects that have launched and never even had a lawyer look at it. Their
mm.
white paper.
Yeah,
Um,
Right.
that just reinforces, the
Right.
legitimacy of Earth 2 and what they're doing. Yep.
mm. Yeah,
Right.
that's it. You kind of answered the question too. You really like the Sim City and
Yeah.
Civilization as well, Age of
Yeah, I
Empires
loved all
maybe.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
all
love
of
The
them.
Sims. The Sims is great. For a
Oh,
good
the Sims
laugh.
is good.
Yeah, and that's what the that last video that we were reacting to earlier, Builder, kind of reminded me a little bit of some gags that you pull in Sims where you drop your person in the pool and then they die and things like that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
um,
See, I've never played Sims. I never played SimCity or any of those. So,
I used to play
I
GTA with my nephews when they were a bit younger. That was pretty
yeah,
fun.
I was
I'm
always
getting
into
old now.
yeah, I was into World of Warships and World of
Yeah.
Tanks, and so
mm,
but I recently got into Fortnite, and somebody introduced me to that finally, and
That can be
so
addictive too.
yeah, so
yeah,
Uh,
so you kind of answered that last question we were going to ask you. Your favorite game you played, is that your final answer? Sim.
yeah. Yeah, well, I was definitely into the eco sim play. I love StarCraft, World of Warcraft.
Mm,
okay,
they're
I
good
used to
ones.
love playing with my friends, with WoW. That was good. That was fun.
right,
Yeah.
right,
So I'm hoping all those aspects will be introduced to Earth too.
Mm. Yeah, that's one of the things that I enjoy about the tournaments that we have in KOM is just playing with other players that we talk to almost every day. It's a good laugh, that competitive nature as well
Yeah.
as mishaps and whatnot. Yeah. So what do you think the Earth 2 should have done by now? What's one thing that you wish they'd done that they haven't?
Or done better.
Well, done better.
Oh, look, in all honesty, I don't know what they could have done better, or because we're working in an emerging space. The metaverse is a very new, space, and it's in its infancy.
Mm.
So I really don't know. I mean, that's a hard question to answer. It's like, because first and foremost, I'm not a game developer, or
Right.
I'm just, yeah. I don't know. That's a great question.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
think
what they could have done better.
because that's what we're talking about with the white paper as well. They've got these different types of stakeholders, I suppose you could say. You've got your landowners and your PvP players, ecosim players, and merchants, creators, all this stuff. It's basically like the real world, It can be so diverse, and the options they're seemingly endless. Even now, I
Yeah, it's quite in depth now already.
yeah, I know, and we don't
Yeah,
even have the 3D world, right?
Right.
yeah, we don't. I mean, I'm still working on my rating. I just can't, I don't think I can tweak. I don't think I can tweak it anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You just have
good.
to buy more land, unfortunately. E2
Oh,
wins there.
Yeah.
every week it's like, no, not this week. I'm not buying any.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Now the skins are dropping, and you're like, no,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
like I've got to
Yeah,
buy the skins now.
Hmm.
yeah, I hear you.
Too much to buy,
So
not enough money to buy it with.
Uh, keeping us on our toes. I mean, you have to check.
yeah,
You have to
the
check in
the
every day.
FOMO is bad.
Yeah. Speaking of the skins, do you guys want to take a look at the last one? So it's K Pera, I think it is.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So let's have a look here. Oh, let's just stop that.
Gonna
Sorry,
try and pull
guys.
that up.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up right now. The video.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
All right.
I think we did actually pull this up in one of our other streams, but I want to deep dive into it a little bit more, just because there's some factors that we haven't really spoken about just yet.
Still like the what's the name of it? Archeok. Oh, yeah, I can't even never.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
still not.
that's
I'm
got a
still,
cool
yeah,
backstory.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm still my favorite.
yeah. So the thing that we're finding with these skins, so the first one they show is the black and gold, and in the first 5 minutes, so they've got this rarity where they're 150 or 250, and they're selling out within 5-10 minutes.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
people are whaling them
And then
with
some of
code.
them are trying to sell the gift codes. I know DB's done it. He's sold a couple for 100, 200 or something dollars.
Yeah, yeah. This
Oh
is
wow.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of your jumper actually, the black and gold. That looks cool.
Yeah.
Tagalai.
Had this for a while.
Yeah, so the radioactive one. Now that's
Yeah, that
well
seems
sought
to be the
after.
popular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody wants that one.
yeah,
All the pure
Yeah.
gold.
yeah.
And I missed it. I missed it getting it by, I don't know, had been seconds because I was buying it, and when I hit buy, it so it sold out.
Mm.
Man, yeah,
It
because
would
I
be
didn't.
alright. It would be good if they could limit purchases per account or
Right.
something.
Mm.
Right.
Maybe just spread it out a bit so people don't whale and then sell it on the secondary market at inflated
Right.
price.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's seemingly what they're doing.
Yeah, they had a timer for the last one. I found the timer. I'm like, oh.
Mhm.
So I got my credit card out.
Yeah, so the quality on some of these limited edition ones, I think with the rarity, I think they're quite good. I think the quality is good, and
Yeah.
that kind of creates that demand for them. And in the future, who knows what they'll sell for, if anyone even wants to sell them.
Yeah, it'd be hard. It's because a lot of nostalgia coming with this now. It's like, oh, I'm never going to sell that.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll soon see. We'll see.
Yeah, so DB's
Well-
saying here in the comments, made a nice little profit off the codes, but now people have already killed it. The latest ones are selling for $50, and anything higher people don't want to buy. And then the latest skins.
Right.
Yeah. So people are catching onto it, which is typical. The community does catch onto these things pretty quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
And they try and make some money off it, and then everyone's doing it, you know?
Well, yeah, it's always going to be part of this project, you know, where people want to make $1, you know.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
That's right. People have been waiting too long for something, you know, the Essence launch and things like that. They might want to have a little bit of spare change, you know what I mean? Which
Right.
is fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one's definitely cool. The radioactive Capera, yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging these videos they release with them too, you know. It gives us, it showcases the skin itself, but also
Right.
showcases the in-game play as well. So,
Right.
Yeah,
like,
Right.
oh,
Because
man.
they're doing the videos inside
Yeah.
the platform, so that's pretty cool.
mm,
Yeah, it's been good. It's been really good lately, actually. We're getting something happen maybe every week.
Right.
Like last year was like big dry spells, you know.
yeah.
It's just like,
Oh,
come on, do
oh,
something.
Yeah.
So we've
Sitting
been,
around waiting for something to do.
we went through those 3 to 6 months of just quietness, you know. And
Before that was the hate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Scam YouTubers hate.
I mean, you
That
know,
was tough.
I hung out in Gen Chat for years, and you know it kept me occupied. So, you know, it's more about the community for me, and it always has been. You know, obviously, some of the guys that I really, you know, think have contributed quite a lot. Pacey, Nizar, DB, they're all in here. We're all hanging out. It's that's what it's all about. So thanks for coming on, guys, and you know, jumping in the chat. So yeah, I think the real reason behind the sales with these really rare ones, not just because they look cool, but Shane had mentioned too that the base skins will be able to be customized with rare resources and things like that. So if, for example, the radioactive one is like a super rare resource like vanadium or iridium or something like that, and you know it's hard to get your hands on and it's worth some money, then obviously this is a shortcut. You buy it without having to customize it. You know?
Yeah.
Well, it's again another. I mean, obviously, you know, there's the short-term influx of money coming from the skins, but also, I think it does again reward early players and stuff. You know, if
Yeah.
a lot more people come into Earth too, then there's more demand for these things. You know,
Yeah. You're into VV, aren't you?
VV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in VV. Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't bought much lately.
Yeah. So they
I've been
went
spending
through
my money on skins.
so when they went through I think it was the last bull run, their drops were like you couldn't get anything, could you?
When it dropped,
Yeah.
or when it was in the bull market, the last bull market.
Yeah, so I remember a period there where all I saw was people were saying
yes.
I couldn't get a drop in VV, I couldn't get anything, so then they had to buy it secondary for like 10 times the price or something.
Well, whatever reason, you know, people closer to the tower were getting in on the drops before the others were further away. It was very confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they've changed that too. You know, they're learning as they evolve too. You know,
Yeah.
they've got a wait list and all the rest. You know,
Yeah, right. Okay.
so it's not one big press of a button right on the second.
Yeah, that's right. So the skins, I think, is initially a lot of us were a little bit skeptical at first, thinking we can't use them, you know. But now it's like Builder was saying, a lot of people are just collecting. Would you consider yourself a collector?
Myself,
Yeah.
yeah, I would be a collector, hoarder, stacker,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, hodl. I find it difficult to sell things now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Early days, I used to trade and stuff, and in the end, I'm like, yeah, just hold on. Like these are the ups and downs in these types of markets, so just hold on.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been collecting. I'm not sure exactly what all you guys were talking about, but as far as there's two and whatnot, I've just been collecting the skins.
Yeah.
and not worrying about trying to do the sales and stuff like that.
Mm.
So
I want to see what happens later when things develop a lot better,
right, right,
Yeah, that's right. We're still quite early, and yeah, I think there's a couple of people like that in our community as well. I know DB. He finds it very hard to even list something. He just like, oh no, I don't want to do it. Which is great. You know.
I regret
Mhm.
some of my early sales now. Like
Yeah.
I had a massive plot of land, a class one, tier one on a diamond mine.
Yeah.
And
True.
but because we're all kind of finding our way through and guessing, and so I sold that to try and expand it better. I was just looking back at it now and thinking, oh no,
Yeah. But
why did I
that's
sell
like
that?
2-3 years later before you even get the diamond detected.
Yeah,
So you got to
it's
be
hard. It's
patient.
very difficult.
Yeah.
I
right,
did change my gameplay, or strategy. So I was wanting to spread out my resources, having more closer to the major continents, and
Mm.
right.
Yeah.
So,
anyway.
Yeah. So speaking
what do you
of
think? What do you
patience.
think about the? Yeah, I wanted to take and find out what his thoughts on the up and coming land upgrades.
Yep, I was going to jump to that too.
Oh, very
Oh,
interesting.
okay.
Read my mind.
Well, there's still two energies to come, isn't there? Green and blue,
Yeah.
which has got me thinking a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah.
I won't be the person that earns yellow energy, but I've got people in the community who was like I've followed for a very long time
Mm.
and probably
Right,
friends. I'm definitely keep backing their content because I wanted to receive the reward for it.
Mm.
right,
Mm. Yeah.
But in regards to the mechanics of it, so I'm not quite sure how it's all going to work, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to
mm,
A portion
cover.
of red energy will reduce the price by this much. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you
right.
seen the calculator that's on the site now?
Oh no, I haven't seen a calculator.
All right. Well, let's jump into it, shall we?
Yeah,
But
So,
it's another
but
great initiative again. Like,
yeah.
right. But you're
mm,
right. You're right. They haven't released the other two energies that are listed on there,
yeah,
and so how are you gonna how are you gonna? I mean, content creators is that's kind of a unique person.
yeah,
And unfortunately, we have a lot of people throwing in stuff on who say they're content creators that are actually just reposting other stuff and or putting up profiles. We still have a lot of that, even though they posted the information on what content creator and what you should be posting. You know, but there's not going to be very many people getting that yellow energy. Okay, so what is the green energy? What is the blue energy? And how are we going to get it?
great question.
So on and so forth. You know, so
Yeah.
And how will that affect the upgrading of the tiles?
right,
Yeah,
Yeah. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about too was the price fluctuation of the different tiers of tiles. So you're going to upgrade your tier 2, the price of tier 2 for that country is going to drop, and the tier 1 price is going to go up because it's based on the number of tiles in that tier that are currently in circulation, I suppose you could say. And then as well, the essence price and what that's going to do. So circulating supply, you have this rush of people that are gonna, spend their essence, and then the price of essence is gonna go up because they're removing it from supply.
right.
Not burning,
well,
but
would it
circulating.
be a fixed, like E price, and then whatever the value of essence is,
Yes.
say for example, $1,
Hmm.
then that would then cross over into that fixed E price.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of seeing it. Um, so the actual price of the upgrade will never change, but the value of essence will obviously fluctuate, being on a third party market. You know,
Yeah, that's right. So with that essence price calculator, which we've got that up on the screen now. So you can use the energy to reduce up to 30% of the essence costs, which is fantastic. And we also had some news that if the tier 2 price was higher than the tier 1 price, then the cost of essence would only be zero point 0.1 essence per tile. So 75 essence for a 750 tile plot. Say like Aruba is the perfect example of that because their tile price new land
yeah,
value.
that's correct.
Yep.
There are some countries where tier two is actually higher than tier one.
Yeah, a lot of the
But that's already been looked at. I saw Shade in Discord mentioning that one. So,
yeah. So that's
no, and we've got to understand these types of bugs and things. This is all part of what we're doing. This is expected stuff.
yeah.
You know,
Um,
we're building and creating something completely brand new. So
Yeah, so I'm hoping for, if I put this in here, Essence is going to be $1. If E2V1 launches and we're on a centralized exchange, there's no reason why it can't be above $1, in my opinion.
Right.
So we had this
well, I can
discount.
see why Shane wants to go with the DEX first. I mean, look at Bit4X just recently.
Yeah.
Evidently it was just one big scam
Mhm.
exchange, and it's CEX,
Mhm.
CEX. So yeah, I kind of agree. I agree, but we should just launch on the DEX. Let the other players and exchanges sort themselves out. Bit of regulation clarity from the US and stuff.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Good luck
I don't
there.
think having it on the DEX will stop people who actually know what they're doing
of
wanting to
course.
buy
Right.
the S.
Mm.
They know what they're doing. They'll just go in there and swap it on the DEX.
That's it. So yeah, just as an example here, tier 2 in Malta. If I use all my red energy, I've got some, 2,315 red energy is only 360 essence if it's $1. I can pretty much upgrade all of my tier 2 in Malta. Easy, which is good. So tier upgrading benefits, obviously, base dual spawn increases, your ether detection increases, your resources, your main task slots, all the resources that are available. You get your D7, D8, and D9. Stronger governance, so we've obviously got the voting with the T3.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and then that's it, So this is going to fluctuate up and down, which is going to be really, really interesting to see what the tier 2 price does and what the tier 1 price does. So let us know in the chat, or you guys can even talk on it. Which do you think is going to be the most popular country for upgrading?
South Korea.
Yeah, maybe. That's pretty expensive upgrade though.
I know.
Hmm.
But you underestimate people, especially the South Korean community.
Yeah, we'll see.
They are very organized. Very organized.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would probably say Aruba will be a big one because so many people did buy tier 2 there, and the other thing too is a lot of people bought this tier 2 in the unlocked countries thinking that they could upgrade straight to tier 1, and then we had the red energy buying with
Right.
tier 1s, and they got those cheap too, so
Yeah. That was a bit of a cool then, wasn't it?
yeah well
Red energy.
yes.
Oh.
So those ones are going to be 0.1 essence per tile to upgrade. Shane said that flat out.
Yeah, it's definitely. It'll always work towards a solution that's, kind of suits the community on a broad sense, So
Yeah, so Shipped here says he's buying under 50 cents. I think that's a good call. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, tier 2 over tier 1 is going to be upgraded first, in my opinion. So Ship as well.
I mean, Shane just recently said that there might be different, that there's like strategies for that you might not want to upgrade tier 2. So that threw me out again. I'm like, what's he doing with that?
I think.
Yeah.
I think when you consider sand and mana, when they were in the bull run, they got anywhere up to $7-8 all-time high. So if you consider that and factor that in, then if the price of essence goes up that high, that's going to be the optimal time to really upgrade, or sell, I guess, depending on what you want to do.
Yeah, depends what you do. I mean, I might sell. I felt like resources. I always thought to myself, logistics is going to play a big part in this. Like, and now I see that playing out with the Sidroids and their rating.
Yeah.
I can see it, and then the time elapsed between, from point A to point B. And also, there's going to be transport transportation of resources. So I've positioned them, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
top of South America, so I get straight into the US,
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that.
Right.
There's a lot of things to consider that, because we don't have all the information, we haven't set that
No.
up. There's some people just do it on speculation, and it's risky, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah. I went in early on the resources. It didn't quite fully pay off, but anyway.
Yeah, you sold too early. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, well, that diamond mine in Indonesia was a heartbreaker. Or was it
Yeah.
Botswana? It might have been Botswana, actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Damn it.
You might be able to buy it
Anyway,
back for just as cheap. Who knows?
yeah. Tier 1 class one.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. So yeah, upgrading. Look, I've always said upgrading is what I've been looking forward to the most because I bought so much tier two. I don't know about you guys. I think Tiger Eye, you
Yeah,
probably
I thought a
have
fair
more
bit.
tier one than tier two, maybe.
Yeah, I do have more tier 1. I'd
Yeah,
probably say a ratio of 30 to 70, something like that.
yeah, okay.
I'm
30,
rever- and I'm and
30%
I'm
tier 1.
upside down to that.
Yeah.
I
Well,
got I got
I
more.
bought
I
tier
got more.
2. I
Mhm.
was more interested in the resources at that stage, so
Mm,
with
Right.
the hope of upgrading them to tier 1,
yeah,
Right.
that's right.
especially
Um,
those top tier resources.
yeah. Oh, look, there's just so much work that goes into that. It's unreal. Yeah, like have you guys slotted your side roads into the right
I'm
properties?
still going
Yeah,
through it.
exactly. It's
Oh, how
yeah.
frustrating is that?
To have like a legendary, you've got to like if you don't have them already or within close proximity,
Yeah,
you're
it's
paying
bad.
$8 just for that one side road. You know?
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I could see it going higher at some stage too.
Oh yeah, as soon as they release that where you're producing it and you need it, yeah, who knows what the
So
price will be then?
I'm trying to work my way down from legendary all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, that's a
That's
good
Oh,
that's
really?
place.
that's
Yeah,
that's the action plan I've put in place.
mm,
Hmm.
yeah,
But it's
I
very
would say,
tedious work.
yeah, yeah. A couple of properties, whatnot. What I've been doing is selling. As I take and rebuild, and like a couple of my Malta properties are only epic and legendary, with 9 side droids. So anyway, but I-
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that all develops.
right.
Yeah, I'm mostly concerned with those legendaries because they're very hard to get. If you're trying to synthesize, it's about 3% or something. You know,
Hmm.
a three
Right.
percent percentage of actually getting one. So they're very rare.
yeah.
Right.
Pacey says here in the chat, yep, my portfolio is mostly tier 2. I'll upgrade a lot of that, although one thing to remember is one of the big appeals about existing tier 1 on the marketplace is they tend to be in better spots to raid, whereas upgraded tier 2 will still be where it was prior.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's correct.
You,
Because a lot of the early people have just gone silent. For
Mm.
now.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so one
Um,
thing I was thinking as well was, is it easier to just sell the essence and buy tier 1 from the marketplace? And it depends on the country as well. So Malta, for example,
Great one.
when you consider the price and then how much it costs to buy the property, if, say, for
Hmm.
example, essence is $1, I look on the market and per tile, is there anything under 70, considering the 30% discount, is there anything there for 70 cents a tile tier 1? Not really. So,
Not really.
yeah, so upgrading
And
for
if it
me,
is, it's in a pretty ordinary location.
yeah, or
Hmm.
split up into different,
But it's very, very, very difficult to find it in a major city or anything like that.
yeah,
I see people going, "Oh, you can still get tier 1 90% off." I'm like, no, that's not true.
yeah,
I
No,
mean, that many
I do.
times, it's
Yeah.
not true.
Yeah.
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 It's just
There
Or
depending.
are.
they're in locked countries, or they're a banned account. That's the only
Right.
one.
Right.
Yeah, or Hong
I
Kong.
do. I have been checking. I've been keeping an eye on the market, and the cheapest
Yeah,
tier 1 I found is 83.
yeah.
Yep. There are some that were still
And
pretty cheap, but
the ones with large amounts of promised essence, they're disappearing quickly too. I've noticed that. Yeah.
right. Yeah, I
I used to
know.
highlight them and put them to it, on another screen so I could come back, and they're already gone within 2 days.
Right.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah, I know. I've been looking at that, looking at buying properties with a large amount of promised essence as well.
Yeah.
Although I've slowed down on trying to buy any more at the moment. So
What?
Yeah, no, skins have got
yeah,
in the way now. That's the problem.
Yeah.
right,
So Ship is saying in here, they're talking about in the chat about the yellow energy and how much that will give you a discount. So just remember the yellow energy is actually tied to the price of essence as well. So that's why we don't have that in the calculator. So one yellow energy is 20 cents worth of essence.
That's correct. Yeah,
So
right,
if
that was confirmed.
good example, my first one that I sent through that got approved, I got 50 yellow energy for that. So what's the math
That's
on
good.
that? That's 10 bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
right.
If you put it to that
Yeah.
calculation, that's
Yep.
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, I think so.
YouTube doesn't pay that.
No, and I said the same thing. I said Pacey is going to be making more doing yellow energy claims
Yeah,
than
well,
he's going to be getting from
Right.
ads, you know,
yeah,
which is
Right.
good.
absolutely. No, I think that's what I love about the whole concept of yellow energy.
Mm.
It's a win-win. It's a real win-win. It's a win for Earth too, and it's a win for the person who's spending their hard-earned time.
Right.
Adding all this content. It's
Yeah.
great.
Right.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it when I saw that. I'm like, this is great. I thought,
Yeah. Oh, you got Pacey got like 1,750 in his first lot of approvals, and that's not
Right.
everything, you know. So
yeah,
do the math there. Granted, some people spend a lot of time on this content, you
yeah.
know. So something to be
Well, I
mindful of.
know Earth Two Insight, and he spends a lot of time on his content. He does a
Mm,
lot of research and a lot of effort put into that stuff.
yeah.
I'm very glad to see this happening,
Yeah.
so that those people who are spending that time are being rewarded.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, they're saying, Ship's saying as well, rating's going to be tough when the token launches. Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah,
And I tell you what, I did a complete 180 on rating. I just went, no, I'm going to focus more on my tier 1 and the T3 boost because at the end of the day, I don't have time to compete. I got too many projects to worry about, you know. Um, so yeah, my red energy is not doing too well, but I've got enough, you know. So depends on how much time you want to put in.
yeah, it's tricky. It did take a lot of time.
Mm. Oh yeah, but you know,
Wow.
if you got in early and you got it happening, got the civilians and everything, you've probably made that essence worth a
Yeah.
while, which is good because civilians do all the work for you, right? It's free money.
Yeah,
Yep.
once you get to a certain level, it's pretty automated. You just got to make sure you're
Right.
hitting the right targets, and setting the right icons.
I'm trying to get my. There we go.
Good old mug.
Yeah.
Nizza
Well,
says he
but
sucks at
you're talking
rating.
about civilians. You're talking about civilians doing all the work. That's the way mine's set up.
Yeah,
As far as the rating goes, I only have to go in every now and then and tweak, tweak
yep,
one or two here or there,
Mm.
and but I haven't been. I'm like browsing. I haven't spent a lot of time on the rating and concentrating on it. I got the area set up that I want. They're running okay,
yep,
and I get what I get. I'm doing
yeah.
pretty good for what I want.
I've been trying to tweak it, but I think I'm at the saturation point. You know what I mean? There's no more
Oh,
tweaking.
right, right.
Yeah, I've
I
been
hear you.
I
hearing
mean, I could
that.
go,
Yeah,
I could go a lot further and start looking for other areas, but
right.
man, it's all time. It all takes time. It's
Yeah,
Yeah. And they're
and
already
if you get
taken. That's the hardest part. You go and someone's already
yes,
there. Next one, someone's already
right,
there.
yeah.
You
You
can
yeah.
just don't
spend all
mention it
day.
online either.
Yeah.
Well, my biggest deal is I found some good spots and we're
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
really good, and then somebody else moved in
hmm.
yeah.
on top onto me. So yeah, that's all good.
Free
We get
market.
what we get.
Some of my
Yep.
early resource locations have turned almost into mega cities.
Yeah.
I do all the research and they just follow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. That's how
but
it
it's all
works.
good. It's all part of what's happening. It's all good.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. And it supports her too as well. Gets them some sales,
Yeah,
and then they
we're
can
all
keep.
we're all heading in the same direction, so it's all
Right.
good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyone in the chat want to ask a couple of questions? It might take a little bit for that to come through. Tiger Eye and his experience in since December 2020. Like that's a big call. Like to make that with such little information, you know?
Well, there was a few of us at that time because I was introduced to the cousins after I, was introduced to it because they got in as well.
Mm,
But we even rang the lawyer in Australia,
mm.
at that time to see if it was legit,
Yeah.
because obviously in those days, the lawyer representing Earth 2 was in Australia as well.
Yeah.
So so we just did a few things, but, I was pretty confident, especially when I saw the Twitch stream. I was pretty confident,
Mm,
that this was actually really genuine. Not many projects will get in and put their face in the public, domain. And seeing that Dillo, yeah. Well, if you're looking to scam a community of people, you're gonna, you know what I mean.
Oh.
You're not going to do it. You won't
yeah.
do it.
No, that's
Yeah.
right.
You're not going to put yourself out there. You're going to hide behind, usernames and
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for you, and it also popped up in our chat as whatnot. What was the first property you bought, and do you still have it?
Mm.
yes, I still do have the first property, and it was.
What was the first property you bought?
I have to, I think it was my parents' house.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. Oh, I think a lot of people did that. They bought their house or something like that.
Mm.
right.
So I'm thinking it was something like that. Yeah, the childhood home that I grew up in was the first purchase,
Mm.
and
Okay.
then it just went from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You still have it?
Yeah, definitely. I've got those. I'm not
Okay.
selling them. No.
All right. What about you, Razin? What was your
Uh,
first purchase?
my first, I was very calculated about mine because I wanted to go where it was the cheapest, but also where I felt like there was AR potential. So, I was looking in Europe and first world country. I ended up getting some plots in Luxembourg, which is still relatively cheap. And
Okay.
I kind of half did what I did with Malta. I started like collecting Luxembourg properties from the market, and then I don't have Luxembourg anymore because I swapped it all for Malta. So it was
My
very
first property-
strategic.
Yeah. My very first property, there was nothing strategic in my buy. A friend of mine told me about her too. I looked at it, and I was looking at Colombia for some reason. I don't know why, but I was, and I bought a 150 tile plot in Colombia on December 23rd, 2020.
Yeah.
There you
Well, after I
go.
bought my house, I started going because I already had an idea of what augmented reality was through Pokemon Go. You see,
Right.
but I
Mm,
thought to
yeah.
myself, if you're able to tie in the augmented reality part into this, then you want to be in the major cities. So
Mm.
yeah, I went trying to get.
I don't agree. I don't
You don't?
agree. Because you're not going to be. It should be easy to move around. Okay.
Yeah,
And so, okay, so recently I've started looking at buying properties, not necessarily part of the mega cities, but if they have the recreation of Earth the way they're talking about, then I'm looking at putting places like I got the Redwood Forest, Yosemite National Park, the Red Rock in Australia, and
I've
so
got a bit of that too.
yeah, and so I'm looking so I could set up a little business or whatever, or gathering place in those areas when not and people because I look at people are going to start meeting each other within the AR VR community,
Yeah,
and I was thinking the mega cities will be great for the e-commerce, for stuff like that and everything else.
Yeah,
But you should
collaboration.
be able to move around easily within Earth too. And I don't think I don't think it's necessarily important because people keep on talking about foot traffic. Well,
Mm.
Earth 2 is not going to be like E1. You won't necessarily move around the same way. Okay? And
You want
so,
an empty field or
yeah,
something. Like a
and so
park.
I don't, right.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy.
Well, aren't we all? Aren't we all?
And,
Yeah.
All right, Pace has
And
got
so-
a question. Sorry to interrupt. He's got a question. I'm sure he's itching to have it answered. If you guys were a new player starting again, you weren't in a guild and had no ties, how would you each spend $100? Builder, you go first.
Oh, well, it depends upon the information I was given. That's
Yeah.
but I wouldn't. I would be looking in the marketplace, and the problem is I know too much, and so it's hard
Yeah.
for me not to take and say, okay, because I would right now I would take and try and tell a new player. I said, look at the marketplace, find a property that has promised essence. It's in a relatively populated area. Okay,
Mm,
and so, because one as a new with just $100, you're not going to be able to buy a very large plot right off the bat.
mm,
But if you found either a mega city or something like this, if you even understood what a mega city was,
mm,
so
Yeah. It's a hard question to answer because of what type. If I'm a new player, then
you don't know anything.
what do I know that at that time?
mm.
But if I knew
I
what I
try.
knew
I
now,
try.
I would
Yeah.
just go raiding. I just put all these tier two spots in the major cities and stuff and start raiding.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good
that's a
point.
possibility.
Good way to
But
start
then
getting
if I'm a new
essence.
person, I probably wouldn't know that.
Right.
Mm.
If I was a
If
news person, I'd try and look for somebody like Pacey to tell me how to do it.
yeah, Pacey
Yeah.
saying
I'd
knowing.
definitely be on the YouTube for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Pacey
People like
says
Pacey.
knowing what you know now. So
I would
pretend
go
like
for
you know everything that you know now, but you're new to E2 and you're about to drop $100. Somehow you have this super
Oh, then
information.
I'd go with exactly with what Tugger Lies say. I'd find a spot. I'd find a spot in the middle of a big city that I could put droids on and start raiding like hell.
Yeah. That's what I would do too.
Mm. Niza says he'd start a
I
jewel
mean,
farm.
yeah. If I knew what I knew, I would definitely be going for raiding.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna go against the grain here a little bit. I've always
Okay.
been fascinated by the landmarks, and I know Builder, you might disagree with me here, but only because that's the trend that we see with people, and it's just it's a flex. It's a flex, like not the actual flex of 750 tiles, but just saying, hey, I own this in the capital city or something. That's just
Yeah.
me.
Actual
That's just me.
Yeah.
Um,
But like I said though, like I've always said before,
yeah, I know.
because when Earth 2 launched, okay, they didn't have the platform, they didn't have the graphics generation and everything else, and so they went with Mapbox, and to strip, they didn't have the resources at the time to strip Mapbox to nothing. And
Yeah,
so everybody buying these landmarks, buying the Eiffel Tower, buying the Washington Memorial, so on. If Shane sticks to his word, those are all going away.
yeah, but we're
There's going to
talking.
be nothing on. There's
Yeah,
going to be
but we're
nothing on the land.
Yeah,
And
but we're
so,
talking
and
about
so,
augmented reality builder. So
uh-huh,
if you have the spare space in that area where you're able
right,
to, like what Tiger Eye is saying about the Pokemon Go and stuff like that,
right,
then there will be a more likely chance that people will use their phones or augmented reality in that specific area. That I think that's the kind of the point. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. In E2V1 doesn't make
right.
sense, but
Yeah, it's the augmented reality links the real world to the virtual world.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, all right. So
Yeah,
you're saying if someone is like in Paris,
Mm,
correct.
in the real world in E1,
yeah.
and they're using VR in E2, then they okay.
Yeah,
I
they can
see.
see. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that's what happens with Pokemon Go. You go past your phone, you're in augmented. You go, oh, there's a Pokemon Go stop. But
Okay.
they've already
Okay.
posted that Pokemon Go stop already into that
Yeah.
area for someone to find. So you got to come along and find it.
Yeah, but yeah,
I
like
can
I
see that
said,
being a big part. Yeah.
it's
So
like
someone might post something in augmented reality around the Statue of Liberty or something, and other people will.
Right.
or some
Yeah.
sort of
I
advertisement
think
or
that's where
something.
the social media app will come into this.
Yeah,
Mm.
That will be the link.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not gospel truth, but it's just my opinion.
Yeah, I've got another question
What
here from
is the whole
Earth to
deal
Greece.
with?
He
Okay.
says, "How do you think we will be able to exchange essence from inside the platform up to our banks?" Earth to Greece.
You should be able
We
to
swap it on
transfer
the
it just like,
debts.
yeah.
Swap
You
it on the
just take
debts
it.
to like
Just,
Ethereum or Bitcoin or
just can
USDT,
just
yeah.
and then
connect a
It'll
send
be
it
wallet.
just
to
like any. Yeah. It'll
yeah, and
just
then
be any
send it
like
to a
any other
central.
token.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I'll keep my mouth shut. You guys talk better.
I hope we have a dedicated channel or something when this starts happening because there's a lot of bad actors also in the crypto space. Always
Right.
looking to take advantage of people. So it'd be good to see a dedicated channel where people can ask questions when that all that starts coming into the play. I
Mm,
think.
That'll be
I know we
pacey.
get the bot going and stuff in Discord, but people are going
Right.
to struggle still.
yeah. So,
Right.
so anyway, to answer that question about exchanging essence, I think that we'll just be able to have. So Shane mentioned about the custodial and non-custodial. So they'll either have a wallet, which then will. I think he said that he wanted you to have your own keys.
That's correct.
So you could connect a MetaMask or something or other to your account, and then you would mint the essence possibly. So that involves, because it's not on the blockchain as far as we're aware now. If you want to take it out, you have to transfer it into. It has to connect to that wallet in some way or shape or form, and then once it's in that wallet, you can use it on an exchange. Make sense?
It's a possibility that Earth 2 might have their own wallet. I know VV does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if they have Earth 2 wallet.
Shane
It
will
should
say,
have. It should.
Yeah,
It should have. I mean, normally
yeah.
you
E2
can't
wallet.
create the token without a wallet. You
I
have
mean,
to
you
have
got
an
the other
address.
wallets.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, you have to have an address for it. You can't create it without
yeah.
an address. And
Yeah, I could see
and you
that.
can't create it with. And I don't understand how you can say that I don't that it's not on the blockchain because it would. I thought they were building it on the Polygon.
Yeah, we'll have to wait till the white paper. It might
yeah,
have
yep.
changed
I was going to
since
say
then.
that. Shane says, wait for the white
Yeah.
paper.
Right.
And
Okay.
there might
No
be
more
there
spec.
might be a mutable X as well. So
Well, that's yeah. Okay. Yep. Or
yeah,
Solana or
Wait for the white
okay.
white
paper.
paper.
Alrighty.
Just wait. God damn
I've
it.
been waiting for a long time.
Yeah, I know. Almost 2 years now since that token announcement. So, yeah. No. I'm excited because we've got like another, what, 19. No. How many days are in March? 31?
31.
31. So we don't have
21 days. 3 weeks.
21 days. So
What?
if they're going to launch that white paper before the end of in this first quarter, they got 21 days to do it.
Yeah, so just wait. 3 weeks is not that long to wait, guys.
No. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
At least we've got a time period.
yeah. So look, there's a lot of good things to look forward to. And we've said this before, Builder. KOM, we run our tournament, so the guys have got something to do while we wait, which is fantastic. You guys
Right.
can jump on and we can chat and argue with each other about AR and the Eiffel Tower and and then we're gonna have the pre-alpha testing as well. Hopefully the applications, and then the launch of that will come soon too. And then we'll have an Essence launch, and we'll even now we've got too much to do, and then soon we're just gonna have no time to do anything, and we're gonna have to take time off work.
Yeah. And then of course they're
Um,
going to drop some more skins on us and then they're going to drop the green energy and blue energy
Yep.
and so they're going to keep us busier than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs this year.
Yep, we're going to have to
Yeah.
focus on one thing and something that we
Right.
enjoy doing, and that's why we're here. We enjoy
Right.
our project and bringing people together, which is what this is all about. All right, so there is a prize up for grabs. So I've got a couple of Class 1 plots that I'm giving away every stream. So in the chat or in the comments, and I'll announce the winners tomorrow. let us know what your favorite game is that you've played. We asked this question of Tiger Lie, and he said SimCity and Civilization and whatnot. Let us know what game is your favorite, because we're going to pick one of those games and hopefully play it in the Knights of Malta tournament next weekend. So let us know. You guys can tell us, what do you want to play in the Knights of Malta tournament?
I'd like to see a 3D dueling thing going on.
Yeah, I want to see
In the future, of course.
jousting.
Yes, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the time when we can set up an arena for jousting and sword play and so on and so forth.
I hope the tech comes along very quickly.
Right. I hear you.
Ship says Tetris. That might be an interesting one. A Tetris tournament.
I just watched a special on Tetris. They just broke the record on. They broke the game actually.
The kids did it.
Yeah, the kids. And the way they play it is just like, wow, really? I mean, the way they move their thumbs and stuff to play Tetris is mind blowing.
DB says poker. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a poker one. The hardest thing with poker is you can only have a certain number of people, and
right.
Yeah. So yeah, just a quick update as well. So for our next
Smash cards,
we've already done Smash cards.
I know, but that's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. So the next stream, you guys can watch it on Twitch, YouTube, or X. So whatever you're using at the time. Twitch will be really fun. I don't know if you guys have spent much time on Twitch, but we're going to put some cool little things that you can make us do, play some sounds or do a dance or whatever. And yeah, it'll be lots of fun. So yeah, thanks for coming on, Tiger Eye.
Yeah.
I understand it can be quite challenging because sometimes Builder and I talk over each other, and it's all good. But yeah, no, I appreciate you taking the time. What was that?
Oh, the cat's gonna have a look.
Oh,
here, kitty.
Oh, hey, kitty. I got to get in the picture there for a little bit.
Where's Snow? Where's Snow?
Well, thank you for being on, and we look forward to seeing everybody next week or sooner. If things keep on moving, we may just do another video sooner or do a double next week. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah, we'll just keep doing them as soon as there's something to talk about. So we look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Thanks for popping in. Thanks, Tiger Eye, and thanks, Tiger Eye's cat.
Yep. Yeah. You all have a great day now.
See you guys.
Or evening. Did you play in the end video?